Good morning. This is Dr. Rajesh Mehra beaming into your homes. I'm so happy that you've decided to join us this morning because I have a very exciting guest with me this morning, and I'm very privileged and honored to have in our studios Miss Donna Hilfiger, a prominent figure not only in the community but all over the world. She is a motivational speaker, she is a life coach, and we're going to be talking about motivational moments. Now, before I introduce her, I want to let you know that she has spent time learning this from multiple areas of philosophy, psychologies, and has traveled the world doing this. Welcome, Donna.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Was that a good introduction?
I was like, can I come back again tomorrow?
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good introduction.
It was very good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. I know that you've been on the road, you travel a lot, and so I appreciate you taking time out and giving our viewers some pearls and wisdom about life. As I have mentioned before on this show and on her segments, we have coaches for everything, don't we? We play tennis, we learn piano, dance, but why not have a life coach? Who's our life coach? How do we know how to deal with stress and depression and divorce and all the things that life throws at us? Who's going to teach us how to deal with it? And I guess that's where you fit in.
That's exactly where I come in.
Yeah, life coach, right?
Yes.
Teach us about life. In the last episodes, we've talked about dream boards. We've talked about, me wanting a Lamborghini and just kind of, thinking about it, and one day I will get one. But today I want to spend time on something very practical, and that is career building, right? How do we change, or how do we decide to become what we want to become as far as our jobs go?
The first thing I would start out with is so many of us have dreams in our life, and we share our dreams and our goals and our deepest desires with other people who in their minds think, oh, this is not possible, and they steal our dreams from us, and we find ourselves years later having someone have stolen our dream, way back when if we keep to ourselves, unless we're sharing with people who really believe in us, want to encourage us, want us to help us and guide us, that's where life coaching comes in. Because I want you to be the best you that you can be. And there's nothing you can tell me that I won't try to support you with being a life coach.
Right. What about changing careers? What if I am a doctor now, obviously, and I want to be an engineer or a lawyer? I mean, do you help with that transition, or?
Absolutely. Because a lot of times if you were talking to your friends and you would say, you know what, I think I want to change careers. And they would go, are you crazy? Do you know how many years you've spent studying to be a doctor? And now you want to, and oh, you're going to be this age when you're an engineer, and they may try to talk you out of it. And that's what I see a lot of times. And where I come along is I go, okay, let's get into game plan here. What's your action plan? What's your next step? And let's set a 3-month goal. Let's set a 6-month goal. And once we hit those goals, then let's set the next goal. And that's where coaching comes in.
And in your experience, you feel like some of the people that you work with, they're able to attain those goals?
Absolutely.
And be able to change from one thing, or not even change, but even you're starting out, a college graduate who wants to attain something, are they able to get to where they want to be?
Absolutely. And a lot of times what I find is that people, they'll get this degree, but then they're terrified of getting out into the workplace.
Right.
So they're walking around and they're going into interviews with fear, and they're stuck. And it's like, don't even bother going to the first interview until you go in and take some inventory, and let's find out what the fear's coming from, what it's stemming from, because a lot of times what we think is the problem is not the problem. It's something that happened way back here that's triggering this fear or whatever the emotion is in us.
Tell me a little bit more logistics, though. How do you work with these kind of clients, or I always call people patients, but in this case, clients. How do you work these clients? Over the phone? Do you see them? Do you Skype? What is your main mode of, how do you help them?
I work over the phone, and I use conference call line, and right now I'm working with several people in Europe and different areas of the United States, and I do some one-on-ones, but my
class.
My love is teaching large groups because the energy in that group, and you have everybody's striving for the same goals, and you have the support system there. I absolutely love doing that.
But then in a group, everybody's seeking a different thing, right? I may be, as I said earlier, wanting to change my career, while somebody may be going through a divorce, or this person may be a drug addict. I mean, you know, all kinds of people come to your classes. So then do you just talk generic things, or how do you hone down on what they're looking for?
I'll do specific classes. I'll do people who are trying to change their finances. I do a class for that. Because manifesting money is not about the money. It's what we believe about zeros behind dollars. I'll do a relationship class because you've got to do a lot of forgiveness work. You've got to do different, take a different inventory when you're working on relationships. Career, it's that entirely different. But it is a little of the same too, because if you've got someone who hates their job and they really want to get another job, they're going to quit that job and take their broken self into the next job and recreate a whole nother situation and circumstance that they're leaving behind. It's the same with people getting a divorce. Unless and until they fix the brokenness within them, they're going to go out and attract another broken relationship, because that brokenness in each other is going to attract each other.
So is the idea to not cure, but to kind of solve the basic problem that's causing the problem?
Absolutely. But here's the one thing that I love talking about with career. Are you part of the solution, or are you part of the problem? Are you the one going into work complaining every single day and oh, I hate this and I can't stand my boss and blah, 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 because you're just spewing this all over the place, and you're creating a bigger problem out of the problem that you've already got, and you're enrolling your employees around you to get into your problem, and now it's their problem, and it becomes a bigger problem and a bigger problem and a bigger problem. If you decide, I'm going to take the best me that I can be to work, even though I'm not happy, and I'm going to find the things that I do love about my job, and I'm going to only focus on what's good about it. Is it the people that I work with, or is it just one person that I work with? It's going to change how you're feeling, and that feeling alone is going to change the decisions that you're making in your life. And that's why I love talking about, it's like, how do you create your reality? It's by the thoughts that you're thinking creates the feelings in your body, and those feelings are how you're acting out in any given moment, whether you're at work or in any other area of your life.
So again, it goes back to being positive, right?
Absolutely.
Rather than starting the day, as we talked before, in a negative way. You want to make sure that the vibrations are good, that you're setting the universe in a different plane.
Exactly. And it's the same way you were saying, if I want to stop being a doctor and go to school to be an engineer. You've got to be positive about that and not allow negative people telling you, no, 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 you don't want to do this. And you've got to set your goals, and you've got to have a big picture there.
As long as you've decided to do that, right?
Exactly. As long as this is really what's in your heart and what you want to do.
The grass is always greener on the other side, right? If you're a doctor, you want to be an engineer. You're an engineer, you want to be a doctor, and so forth and so on.
Exactly. If you have long hair, you want short hair. If you've got wavy hair, you want straight hair. I mean, it's the same thing. The first thing I would do if you said to me, I want to be an engineer, why? Why?
Right.
And break it down and make sure that that's really what you want. And it's not, oh, I've just decided this is uncomfortable and I'm not happy with being a doctor, and malpractice insurance is so expensive and blah, 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 and all these excuses.
There's a zillion reasons.
Exactly.
Now, what about the attitude one has to carry with all of this, right? It has to be a good attitude, positive attitude.
Absolutely. Can you imagine if all of your employees came to work and you walked in the door and it was, "Good morning, Dr. Mara. We're going to have a wonderful day today." Be nice, right? But wouldn't that be
that would make me happy,
work environment?
Right.
Then what I would suggest to you is that
I should do that.
Exactly. You need to lead by example. If anybody out there is going, you know what, I wish this lady could come and talk to my employees. You can't fix anybody else. I've had people come to me and say, oh, fix this person. You can't fix anybody else. But when you fix yourself, you try this. Walk into your office and go, "Good morning. Right. We're going to have a wonderful day today. We're going to have the best day we've ever had." they're going to look at you like, what in the world is he taking? Because I want some of that.
Right, right. This guy is taking something, or definitely we can give that a shot.
But in that, if you don't mind me using you as an example, your patients are going to feel that. Your patients are going to feel, whoa, I don't know what it is. I'm not sick, but I need to go see Dr. Mara because I always feel great when I walk into his office.
Yeah, it's the energy that you do. Now, what about time? How long does this take to... I know you said you like to do it in class, but how long does this take? It's like any other treatment. Have infection, you take pills for 10 days. You go see a lawyer, he'll say it'll take 3 months to get your mortgage through, or whatever it is. So is there a time of how long this process takes? Depends on the person?
It depends on the person. I've had people that have taken every last one of my classes, and then all of a sudden it was, oh my goodness, this is really working in my life. But the common denominator with the people who can take one class and it works in their life, and the people who can take 10 classes and it's still not working, is they're not doing the work. They're waiting for someone else to wave a magic wand and go, oh, you're fixed. They're not doing the things that I give them in the classes or the one-on-ones. And the one-on-ones, I'll tell people, you're wasting your time and mine because you're not doing the work.
Yeah. Well, it's like any homework, right?
Exactly.
The teacher gives homework, a coach gives a homework. I want you to practice music, violin for 1 hour. But if you go to the next class and you haven't played the first note, you're not going to impress the teacher with what the next steps are in life, right?
Right. And the group classes that I teach, I've never taught the same class twice. I couldn't, because no two groups are ever the same. And I'll have classes with over 100 people.
Wow.
And there's some of the same people who've been in a previous class and some brand new. But that mixture, it's like baking a cake. If you're putting different ingredients in, it's not going to turn out the same each time. So it's catering to the energy of that particular group and their needs, and they're voicing their needs. So.
Right. Well, this has been very informative. I think that if people practice what you are suggesting, we all would be very happy. Am I right?
Absolutely. But the thing is if you could do it by yourself, you would have already done it by now. That's why everybody needs a coach.
Right. And that's what I started the segment with, is that we all need help sooner or later. And it's a good idea to plug in, find somebody to help you, guide you through the different mazes, different problems in life that occur. And definitely we will have you back next week.
I look forward to it.
And I will have some other interesting topics for you, and also hopefully you'll send us your emails and we will try and answer some of them on our next episodes. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.